Hare Krishna devotees, welcome to Shloka a day. Today's Shloka, actually two Shlokas today, Shlokas 4 and 5 of chapter 10. Buddhir jnanam asammohaha
Buddhir jnanam asammohaha
Kshama satyam damashamaha
Kshama satyam damashamaha
Sukham dukkham bhavo bhavaha
Sukham dukkham bhavo bhavaha
Bhayam cha bhayameva cha
Bhayam cha bhayameva cha
Ahimsa samata tushtihi
Ahimsa samata tustihi
Tapodanam yasho yashaha
Tapodanam yasho yashaha
Bhavanti bhava bhutanam
Bhavanti bhava bhutanam
Matta eva prithagvidhaha.
Matta eva pritagvidaha.
Word for word meaning, translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Buddhihi,
Buddhihi,
intelligence.
intelligence.
Jnanam,
Jnanam,
knowledge.
knowledge.
Asammohaha,
Asammohaha,
freedom from doubt.
freedom from doubt.
Kshama,
Kshama,
forgiveness.
forgiveness.
Satyam,
Satyam,
truthfulness.
truthfulness.
Damaha,
Damaha,
control of the senses.
control of the senses.
Shamaha,
Shamaha,
control of the mind.
control of the mind.
Sukham,
Akham,
happiness.
happiness.
Dukkham,
Dukkham,
distress.
distress.
Bhavaha,
Bhavaha,
birth.
birth.
Abhavaha,
Abhavaha,
death.
death.
Bhayam,
Ayam,
fear.
fear.
Cha,
Cha,
also.
also.
Abhayam,
Abhayam,
fearlessness.
fearlessness.
Eva,
Eva,
also.
also.
Cha,
Cha,
and.
and
Ahimsa,
ahimsa,
non-violence.
non-violence.
Samata,
Samata,
equilibrium.
equilibrium.
Tushtihi,
Tustihi,
satisfaction.
satisfaction.
Tapaha,
Tapaha,
penance.
penance.
Danam,
Dhanam,
charity.
charity.
Yashaha,
Yashaha,
fame.
fame.
Ayashaha,
Ayashaha,
infamy.
infamy.
Bhavanti,
Bhavanti,
come about.
come about.
Bhavaha,
Bhavaha,
natures.
natures.
Bhutanam,
Bhutanam,
of living entities.
of living entities.
Mattaha,
Mattaha,
from me.
from me.
Eva,
Eva,
certainly.
certainly.
Pritak vidhaha,
Pratak vidah,
variously arranged.
variously arranged.
Translation: intelligence,
Intelligence,
knowledge,
knowledge,
freedom from doubt and delusion,
freedom from doubt and delusion,
forgiveness,
forgiveness,
truthfulness,
truthfulness,
control of the senses,
control of the senses,
control of the mind,
control of the mind,
happiness and distress,
happiness and distress,
birth, death,
birth, death,
fear, fearlessness,
fear, fearlessness,
non-violence,
non-violence,
equanimity,
equanimity,
satisfaction,
satisfaction,
austerity,
austerity,
charity,
charity,
fame and infamy.
fame and infamy.
All these various qualities
All these various qualities
of living beings
of living beings
are created by me alone.
are created by me alone.
So these are two shlokas talking about the 20 qualities. How the Lord is the origin of these qualities. So Prabhupada has written a very, very long purport, almost a paragraph on each of these qualities. For the sake of time, we are going to look at some key points for all of these qualities, but we will not read Prabhupada's purport in its entirety. So, in summary, you can see that these are the 20 qualities that the Lord has outlined as originating from him. So, the next few slides are the purports to this 2 shlokas by Srila Prabhupada. So, Prabhupada writes that the different qualities of living entities, be they good or bad, are all created by Krishna, and they are described here. So, if we have to begin with intelligence, ordinary knowledge obtained by a university education pertains only to matter, and it is not accepted here as knowledge, meaning the Lord does not accept knowledge to just be restricted to just matter. Knowledge means knowing the distinction between spirit and matter. That's actually the beginning of knowledge. If you have studied only, so if you look at it as 2 sides of the same coin, on one side is matter, on the other side is spirit, and all our education system is only focused on matter, that's not knowledge. That's not even intelligence. So you have to know both sides of the coin. On one side there is matter, on the other side there is spirit. And matter cannot exist without spirit. Therefore, we have to look at the source. We have to look at the spirit as the original knowledge. So in modern education, there is no knowledge about spirit. They are simply taking care of the material elements and bodily needs. Therefore, academic knowledge is not complete. So knowledge means, when the Lord talks about knowledge, it means, first of all, understanding there is a difference between spirit and matter. That matter is temporary, spirit is eternal. Asammoha, freedom from doubt and delusion. And Prabhupada writes that this can be achieved when one is not hesitant and when he understands the transcendental philosophy. In the sense that you are no longer searching for answers. You found Krishna and you found everything. So if you found Krishna, you found everything, then you're free of delusion. You are free of bewilderment. At the same time, Prabhupada is warning us, nothing should be accepted blindly. Everything should be accepted with care and with caution. Yes. So some of us have a much higher bar before we accept Krishna as a Supreme Lord. Some of us are able to easily accept Krishna as a Supreme Lord. For some of us, it may take a long time. Sometimes it may take many lifetimes before we accept Krishna as a Supreme Lord. So whatever it is, it should not be accepted blindly. Shama, meaning tolerance and forgiveness, should be practiced. One should be tolerant and excuse the minor offenses of others. 99% of the time, other people's offenses are minor. So we have to overlook it. Satyam, truthfulness. The truth should be spoken in a straightforward way so that others will understand actually what the facts are. So in an earlier sentence, Prabhupada says, according to social conventions, it is said that one can speak the truth only when it is palatable to others. But that is not truthfulness. So if a man is a thief, and if people are warned that he is a thief, that is truth. And sometimes the truth is unpalatable. One should not refrain from speaking it. Truthfulness demands that the facts be presented as they are for the benefit of others. That is the definition of truth. So these particular statements by Srila Prabhupada is something that we have to deeply ponder. But Prabhupada is nowhere indicating that one should be harsh while speaking the truth. Even while speaking the truth, one should ensure that it has that quality of gentleness, so that it is accepted by others. Yes, sometimes one has to be harsh to wake up the other person, but ideally that should not be the tactic employed, is to be harsh all the time. Control of the senses means that senses should not be used for unnecessary personal enjoyment. There is no prohibition against meeting the proper needs of the senses, but unnecessary sense enjoyment is detrimental for spiritual advancement. That means the Lord is not telling you you should restrict your senses severely and practice severe austerities, severe penances. No. It is just that the senses should not be engaged in unnecessary activities that is going to take you away from Krishna. So then, control of the mind. So one should restrain the mind from unnecessary thoughts. That is called shama. Now you may think, how am I going to control my mind? Thoughts just come. They don't ask for permission before they come into my mind. What am I going to do? So Prabhupada explains, one should not spend one's time pondering over earning money. That is a misuse of the thinking power. The mind should be used to understand the prime necessity of human beings, and that should be presented authoritatively. The power of thought should be developed in association with persons who are authorities in the scriptures, saintly persons and spiritual masters, and those whose thinking is highly developed. Again, Guru, Sadhu, Shastri. So if you want to develop your thinking power, this is where you will get that source of strength. Then happiness or pleasure, sukham, should always be in that which is favorable for the cultivation of the spiritual knowledge of Krishna consciousness. Anything favorable for the development of Krishna consciousness should be accepted, and anything unfavorable should be rejected. So sometimes we are forced to make some very tough choices when we are on the spiritual path. And accepting certain things and rejecting certain things is just part of that process. But we should be bold enough and have faith enough that even when we reject the unfavorable, the Lord will give you that strength. Birth. It should be understood to refer to the body. As far as the soul is concerned, there is neither birth nor death. That we have discussed in the beginning of Bhagavad Gita. Fear is due to worrying about the future. A person in Krishna consciousness has no fear because by his activities, he is sure to go back to the spiritual sky, back home, back to Godhead. Therefore, his future is very bright. So as a devotee, we should not have any unnecessary fears. Even the fear of whether I'm going to succeed or not at the end of practicing all of this. So that is the faith that the devotee has, that the Supreme Lord is always there to protect them. But those who don't have that faith in the Lord, they are always beset with anxiety. So if we want to be free from anxiety, then the best course is to understand Krishna and be situated always in Krishna consciousness. In that way, we will be free from all fear. Fear is caused by our absorption in the illusory energy. But those who are free from the illusory energy, those who are confident that they are not the material body, that they are spiritual parts of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and who are therefore engaged in the transcendental service of the Supreme Godhead, have nothing to fear. Their future is very bright. Abhayam, fearlessness, is possible only for one in Krishna consciousness. Ahimsa, non-violence, means that one should not do anything which will put others into misery or confusion. So Prabhupada is not defining non-violence as bodily harm. It goes beyond bodily harm. Ahimsa means that people should be trained in such a way that the full utilization of the human body can be achieved. The human body is meant for spiritual realization. So any movement or any commissions which do not further that end commit violence on the human body. It's a very, very powerful statement that Prabhupada is making. That people in positions of power, people in positions of authority, if they are not engaging others in spiritual activities, they are in effect committing violence against that person, against that spirit soul. Just think deeply about the statement that Prabhupada is making. If we are not engaged in spiritual activities, we are committing violence against ourselves. If we are not engaging others in spiritual activities, we are committing violence against them. Actually, if you read the Ishopanishad, the word Atmaha is defined, which is committing violence against the soul. That which furthers the future spiritual happiness of the people in general is called non-violence. Samatha, equanimity, refers to the freedom from attachment and aversion. To be very much attached or to be very much detached is not the best. This material world should be accepted without attachment or aversion. That which is favorable for prosecuting Krishna consciousness should be accepted. That which is unfavorable should be rejected. That is called samatha, equanimity. So in the sense, as you're practicing Krishna consciousness, you will be clear as to what is helping you with Krishna consciousness and what is impeding or preventing you from advancing in Krishna consciousness. All of us will know that very clearly. We have to have the strength to do both, to accept that which is helping us and to reject that which is not helping us. A person in Krishna consciousness has nothing to reject and nothing to accept, save in terms of its usefulness in the prosecution of Krishna consciousness. So Prabhupada is explaining to us very clearly, how do you make a decision whether something is helping you or something is preventing you in prosecuting your spiritual activities? Very simple. The decision is not made to reject or accept. The decision is made only keeping Krishna in the center. Is an activity taking me towards Krishna or taking me away from Krishna? That's the only decision that needs to be made. Other than that, devotees are not accepting and rejecting anything. They are accepting Krishna and they are rejecting Maya. That's it. Tushti, satisfaction, means that one should not be eager to gather more and more material goods by unnecessary activity. One should be satisfied with whatever is obtained by the grace of the Supreme Lord. That is called satisfaction. Tapaha means austerity or penance. There are many rules and regulations in the Vedas which apply here, like rising early in the morning and taking a bath. Sometimes it is very troublesome to rise early in the morning, but whatever voluntary trouble one may suffer in this way is called penance. So similarly, there are prescriptions for fasting on certain days of the month. One may not be inclined to practice such fasting, but because of his determination to make advancement in the science of Krishna consciousness, he should accept such bodily troubles when they are recommended. However, one should not fast unnecessarily or against Vedic injunctions. One should not fast for some political purpose. That is described in Bhagavad Gita as fasting in ignorance. And anything done in ignorance or passion does not lead to spiritual advancement. Everything done in the mode of goodness does advance one. However, and fasting done in terms of the Vedic injunctions enriches one in spiritual knowledge. As far as charity is concerned, one should give 50% of his earnings to some good cause. And what is a good cause? It is that which is conducted in terms of Krishna consciousness. So again, when you make a decision to give charity, the only decision that has to be made is it propagating Krishna consciousness? If it is, that's a good charity. 50% of his earnings means 50% of your savings after you've covered all of your expenses. So if you make 10 rupees per month and your expenditure is 5 rupees, your savings is 5 rupees, 2 rupees 50 paisa you have to give to Krishna. 2 rupees 50 paisa you can keep for yourself as saving. That is not only a good cause, but the best cause, Prabhupada writes. Because Krishna is good, his cause is also good. Thus, charity should be given to a person who is engaged in Krishna consciousness. And Prabhupada further writes that the Vedic scriptures say charity should be only given to Brahmanas. This practice is still followed. Why? Because they are engaged in higher cultivation of spiritual knowledge. So anybody who's cultivating spiritual knowledge and propagating spiritual knowledge is worthy of giving dakshinam. Thus, charity is offered to the Brahmanas because they are always engaged in higher spiritual service and have no time to earn their livelihood. In the Vedic literature, charity is also to be awarded to one in the renounced order of life, the sannyasi. The sannyasis beg from door to door, not for money, but for missionary purposes. The system is that they go from door to door to awaken the householders from the slumber of ignorance. So today, sannyasis may not be knocking door to door. They are coming through Zoom into your household, and that's how they are knocking on your door. Because the householders are engaged in family affairs and have forgotten their actual purpose in life, awakening their Krishna consciousness, it is the business of all the sannyasis to go as beggars to the householders and encourage them to be Krishna consciousness. As it is said in the Vedas, one should awake and achieve what is due for him, what is due him in this human form of life. This knowledge and method is distributed by the sannyasis. Hence, charity is to be given to the renouncer of life, to the brahmanas, and similar good causes, not to any whimsical cause. Finally, yashas, fame, should be, according to Lord Chaitanya, who said that a man is famous when he is known as a great devotee. That is real fame. So if you're a millionaire, billionaire, trillionaire, that's not the definition of fame. A great devotee and the qualities that they exhibit, that is real fame. If one has become a great man in Krishna consciousness and it is known that he is truly famous, one who does not have such fame is infamous. So in conclusion, Prabhupada writes, all these qualities are manifest throughout the universe in human society and in the society of the demigods. There are many forms of humanity on other planets, and these qualities are there. Now, for one who wants to advance in Krishna consciousness, Krishna creates all these qualities, but the person develops them himself from within. Krishna has created the qualities, but you have to work on it to exhibit those qualities. One who engages in the devotional service of the Supreme Lord develops all the good qualities as arranged by the Supreme Lord. As we read in the last chapter, the Lord says we should not look down upon those devotees who may have had an accidental fall down. The Lord says very soon they will become perfect. The criteria is that they should not give him up. They should not give up worship of Krishna. Therefore, Prabhupada is writing, one who engages in the devotional service of the Supreme Lord develops all the good qualities as arranged by the Supreme Lord. Of whatever we find, good or bad, the origin is Krishna. Nothing can manifest itself in this material world which is not in Krishna. That is knowledge. Although we know that things are differently situated, we should realize that everything flows from Krishna. So the rishis and demigods come from Krishna, but they don't know it. They cannot understand Krishna. Now Krishna is saying these 20 qualities come from Krishna. We need to understand that. And the next few shlokas, the Lord is going to talk about the 25 types of descendants that also come from him. So All of these 20 qualities, good or bad, originate from Krishna. The Lord is saying, I have created these qualities. But for those qualities to be evident in us, we have to develop those qualities, practice those qualities. Simply by practicing Krishna consciousness, one can have all these good qualities in us.
If you like our videos, please subscribe to our channel and turn on the bell notification. If you'd like to join our classes every day, please check the details in the description section of this video. We look forward to serving you.